For the Love of Language and Writing presents Guide to the TOEFL, Reading. The TOEFL reading section assesses your ability to read and understand academic texts. It contains 3 to 4 passages, each of which are about 700 words long. There will be 10 questions per passage, and you will have 54 to 72 minutes to complete the section. The reading passages are all from texts that would be used in an introductory university class. They will be on a variety of topics such as chemistry, biology, psychology, or economics. There is no need to be familiar with the topic in advance. All of the information you need to answer each question will be contained in the passage. Additionally, there will be a glossary to define any uncommon words that are specific to the topics discussed in the passage. Here is a passage about multiple intelligences. Read through it and try to answer the questions that follow. You can pause the video on this screen and the next screen so you have enough time to read it all. The article can also be downloaded with the transcript at the link in the description. Here are the types of questions you will encounter on the test. Factual information questions will ask you to identify information that is directly stated in the text, such as major ideas, supporting details, or definitions. Questions of this type are often structured as, according to the paragraph, or paragraph X answers which of the following, or what is the main idea of the passage? What is the main idea of the passage? A. Intelligence tests are inaccurate. B. People with brain damage do not lose all of their cognitive abilities. C. There may be more than one type of intelligence. D. Students are becoming more diverse. Let's look at each of these answers and eliminate the incorrect ones. A is incorrect because while it might be inferred from the passage, it is never directly stated. B is mentioned in paragraph 6. Quote, he also cites descriptions of individuals with brain damage, some of whom lose one particular form of intelligence, like the ability to talk, but retain other forms. However, this is only mentioned once and is a minor detail, so it is incorrect. D is mentioned in paragraph 2. Quote, this conclusion is troubling to some educators, especially in recent years as testing school achievements has become more common and as students have become more diverse. However, this is used to support the idea that thinking of intelligence as a single ability may not serve all students, so it is incorrect. The correct answer is C. The majority of the passage discusses the theory that there may be multiple types of intelligence. Noticing that many of the paragraphs start by discussing an idea of multiple intelligences is a good clue. Negative factual information questions will ask you to identify which answer is false. The questions will be structured as, according to the paragraph, which of the following is not true, or the author mentions all of the following except. The correct answer will either be absent from the passage or will contradict information that is directly stated. Which of the following does Howard Gardner not believe about intelligence? A. People with different types of intelligence can be equally successful. B. Most tasks require more than one form of intelligence. C. A person who is extremely talented at one skill may perform other skills at an average level. D. A person is born with set types of intelligence. A is incorrect because it is stated in this sentence in paragraph 4. Quote, Since most tasks, including most tasks in classrooms, require several forms of intelligence and can be completed in more than one way, it is possible for people with various profiles of talents to succeed on a task equally well. B is incorrect. It is stated in the same sentence as A. C is incorrect. It is stated in this sentence in paragraph 6, quote, "As evidence for the possibility of multiple intelligences, Gardner cites descriptions of individuals with exceptional talent in one form of intelligence, for example, in playing the piano, but who are neither above nor below average in other areas." The correct answer is D. The passage does not make a claim about Gardner's beliefs regarding the intelligences one is born with. Inference questions will ask about ideas and arguments that are not directly stated in the text. They will often use words like infer, imply, or suggest. Questions may be structured as, which of the following can be inferred from the text? The author implies, or paragraph X suggests which of the following. It can be inferred from the passage that A. Standardized tests are a good way to measure a student's potential for success in university. B. Traditional school does not allow each student the best chance for success. C. People can lose one form of intelligence and regain it. D. More psychologists would believe the theory of multiple intelligences if there were more data. A is incorrect because standardized tests are part of the mini industry of academic ability and achievement mentioned in paragraph 1. The rest of the essay discusses why thinking of intelligence in this way may be incorrect. C is incorrect because while Gardner suggests that people may lose one form of intelligence and retain others in paragraph 6, he never suggests that people can regain that lost intelligence. D is incorrect because while the passage states in paragraph 6 that psychologists do not want to give up the classical view of intelligence because Gardner's theory relies mostly on examples from individuals, there is no way to be sure that more data would convince psychologists of the theory. The correct answer is B. Paragraph 1 discussed the fact that intelligence has traditionally been defined as one ability. Paragraph 2 discusses the problems with this idea in these sentences. Quote, "When viewed as a single, all-purpose ability, students either have a lot of intelligence or they do not, and strengthening their intelligence becomes a major challenge or perhaps even an impossible one. This conclusion is troubling to some educators, especially in recent years as testing school achievements has become more common and as students have become more diverse. Therefore, we can infer that traditional school, based on this classical definition of intelligence, does not allow all students to succeed." Vocabulary questions will ask about the meanings of words in a passage. They contain academic vocabulary that can't be guessed from the context, so you should increase your knowledge of this type of vocabulary by reading academic-style texts in a variety of subjects. Any specialized vocabulary that is specific to the subject will be defined for you. These questions are often structured as, which word is closest in meaning to, or the author means. The word prominent in paragraph 4 is closest in meaning to A. Original, B. Well-known, C. Respected, D. Challenged. A is incorrect because the sentence in which the word appears refers to more than one alternate view of intelligence, which means that Gardner's theory is not original. The definition of original is present or existing from the beginning, first or earliest. C is incorrect because the passage does not discuss whether Gardner's theory is respected or not. The definition of respected is deeply admired or esteemed. D is incorrect because while the passage does state that not all psychologists accept Gardner's theory, It does not suggest that they disagree with his theory more than any other theory. The definition of challenge in this context is dispute the truth or validity of. The correct answer is B. Prominent is a synonym for well-known. If you don't know what this word means, you can try to use the context of the passage to help you figure out the answer. Why would the passage discuss Gardner's theory and not others? This is because it is the most well-known theory. Reference questions are similar to vocabulary questions, but they ask what a word refers to. The word in question is usually a pronoun, like he, she, or it, or a relative pronoun, like which, that, or those. They are often structured as asking what a certain word refers to in a given sentence. The phrase, "this conclusion in paragraph 2 refers to A. The belief that students are either intelligent or not intelligent. B. The belief that intelligence is a single ability. C. The belief that there are multiple forms of intelligence. D. The belief in academic testing." Paragraph 2 states, when viewed as a single all-purpose ability, students either have a lot of intelligence or they do not, and strengthening their intelligence becomes a major challenge, or perhaps even an impossible one. This conclusion is troubling to some educators, especially in recent years as testing school achievements has become more common and as students have become more diverse. B is incorrect because intelligence as a single ability is the starting belief that the paragraph is concerned with. A conclusion usually leads somewhere other than the starting point. C is incorrect because this particular paragraph does not discuss multiple intelligences. D is incorrect because this paragraph does not discuss academic testing. The correct answer is A. The belief that students are either intelligent or not is the conclusion that was troubling to some educators. Rhetorical purpose questions ask why an author presents a piece of information. They contain words like mention, illustrate, explain, contrast, refute, or support. A good strategy is to eliminate the wrong answers to find the correct one. Questions may be structured as, why does the author mention X? Why does the author mention that a student with high interpersonal intelligence can score just as well on an essay as a student with high verbal intelligence? A. To provide an example of how students are diverse. B. To provide an example of how people with high interpersonal intelligence can write well. C. To provide an example of how teachers need to teach students in different ways. D. To provide an example of how most tasks can be completed successfully using more than one intelligence. A is incorrect, because while this is an example of the diversity of students, the paragraph does not focus on student diversity. B is incorrect, because the example shows how a person with high interpersonal intelligence can succeed on an essay, but it does not state whether or not the student can write well, especially without the extra help they received. C is incorrect because the focus is on how students with different intelligences can succeed, not on how teachers should teach students. The correct answer is D. The paragraph states, since most tasks, including most tasks in classrooms, require several forms of intelligence and can be completed in more than one way, it is possible for people with various profiles of talents to succeed on a task equally well. The example of the student with high interpersonal intelligence illustrates this. Sentence simplification questions ask you to choose a sentence with the same meaning as a given sentence. The answer sentence will either restate the main idea of the passage in a simpler way, or it will require you to understand the relationship between information in the passage. They are frequently structured as, Which of the sentences below best expresses the essential information in the following sentence? Which of the sentences below best expresses the essential information in the following sentence? Multiple intelligences suggest the importance of diversifying instruction in order to honor and respond to diversity in students' talents and abilities. A. Both students and intelligence are becoming more diverse. B. Diversifying instruction means that more students will achieve high scores. C. Teachers should use different teaching methods in order to acknowledge students' varied intelligences. D. It is important to honor students' diverse talents and abilities. A is incorrect because the sentence does not suggest that diversity among students is increasing, but simply that there is diversity among students. B is incorrect because the sentence does not mention high scores. D is incorrect because while the sentence implies that honoring students' diverse talents and abilities is important, this answer leaves out the idea of diversifying instruction. The correct answer is C. We can use the words in the sentence to help us identify which answer is correct. Instruction can be a synonym for teaching. Honor and respond can be restated with the single word acknowledge. Diversity is a synonym for varied. Talents and abilities refers to intelligences. Insert text questions give you a new sentence and ask where it would fit best. They require you to understand the logic and grammar of the sentence, as well as pronouns and the antecedents they match with in the previous sentence. Every reading section will have one of these questions. Indicate where the following sentence fits best in the passage. One way of summing these up is to say that conceiving of intelligence as something general tends to put it beyond teachers' influence. A1, B2, C3, D4. Let's look at the paragraph in question again. You can pause the video if you need more time to read the paragraph. The key word is these. What does this refer to? What could be summed up? A is incorrect because there is not yet anything for these to refer to, and there is nothing to sum up. C is incorrect because these would have to refer to students. Students cannot be summed up. D is incorrect because these would have to refer to conclusion. Because conclusion is singular and these is plural, one cannot refer to the other. The correct answer is B. The main focus of the paragraph is the problems with defining intelligence as a single ability. So this sentence must go after another sentence that states this. Quote, nevertheless, there are problems with defining intelligence as one general ability. These refers to problems. Prose summary questions require you to recognize the main ideas of the passage and the importance of those ideas. You will be offered 6 choices, and you will have to choose 3 that best summarize the information in the text. On the real test, you'll drag and drop the answers in a box. Select the 3 answer choices that express the most important ideas in the passage. Some sentences do not belong in the summary because they express ideas that are not presented in the passage or are minor ideas in the passage. A. There are 8 proven forms of intelligence. B. A person with high linguistic intelligence can write well. C. Viewing intelligence as a single ability does not serve students well. D. People can be equally successful at tasks even if they have different talents. E. Psychologists need more evidence to believe the theory of multiple intelligences. F. It is important for teachers to acknowledge that students can be smart in different ways. A is incorrect because the passage does not state that Gardner's theory has been proven. In fact, paragraph 6 states that one of the problems with the theory is that there is no widespread information or data to support it. B is incorrect because while a person with high linguistic intelligence can likely write well, this is a minor point in the passage. E is incorrect because while paragraph 6 does state this, it is also a minor point in the passage. C is a correct answer. Paragraph 2 discusses why thinking of intelligence as a single ability is detrimental for students, and paragraph 7 discusses the fact that thinking of intelligence as multiple abilities is beneficial for students. D is a correct answer. This idea is supported in paragraph 4, and paragraph 7 restates the importance of teaching in ways that allow students to use their different talents and skills. F is a correct answer. This idea is supported in paragraphs 3, 4, and 7, all of which discuss the fact that teachers believe that students cannot all be rated on a single scale, as their different abilities will allow them to be successful in different ways. The final question you may encounter is a fill in a table question. This is similar to the Prose Summary question, but it requires you to drag and drop answers into 2 to 3 categories in a table. Like the Prose Summary question, you must recognize major ideas and important information in the passage. Here, you'll need to determine whether each academic activity is the result of a theory of a single intelligence or a theory of multiple intelligences. If you recall from the passage, an industry has grown around the idea of a single intelligence, and this is responsible for the publishing of academic achievement tests. Standardized tests goes under single intelligence. Allowing students to do different activities to complete an assignment means that students can use various types of intelligence to do a single task. This goes under multiple intelligences. Memorization relies on a single skill, so this goes under single intelligence. Here are some tips to help you improve your reading skills and get a higher score on the test. The most obvious of these is simply to read more. Read a variety of nonfiction texts from reputable sources, such as news sites or online textbooks. This will introduce you to new vocabulary and help you recognize grammar structures. This will also help you on the writing task. Study the vocabulary you're unfamiliar with in the articles you read. There are plenty of apps that allow you to create flashcards to aid in your studies. Study grammar, but don't just study grammar books. Instead, study the grammar in the sentences you read. This will allow you to understand how English is used in a practical way, rather than isolated and grouped according to a particular structure as it is in grammar books. Study the organization of the articles you read. Look for the main ideas, the supporting ideas, the connectors, and the conclusion. This will help you be able to recognize these parts when you take the test, and it will also help you improve your writing for the writing task. Work with a tutor who can help you identify vocabulary, grammar, and organization in a text. Ask them questions to ensure you understand every passage you read, or have them suggest articles that are similar to the style of those in the reading tasks. The more feedback you get on your reading comprehension, the better you'll score on the test. I hope this guide to the TOEFL reading section will help you achieve the score you desire on your exam. The text for the questions is based on information in Educational Psychology by Kelvin Seifert and Rosemary Sutton. This text can be accessed for free at the link in the description. To learn more about the TOEFL, visit the official site at ets.org/TOEFL/test-takers. To find more presentations on English language learning and writing, as well as study materials, please visit the website at lovelangrai.com. For access to content designed for all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and TOEFL, please visit the Patreon page at patreon.com/lovelangrai. Thank you for watching, and happy language learning!